Hello, welcome to my video and welcome to my channel Career Tech Explorer. My name is Maxwell Otwatame. If this is the first time you have visited this video or this channel, I'd like you to please hit the subscribe button for very beautiful videos that I share on this channel on engineering, on data analytics, on technology, and on general research. Thank you very much. Let us dive right in. Today's video is about how to create a random data set that is within a particular range that will include a certain number of rows that you are interested in and a certain number of columns that you are interested in. Alright, so let's go over to R. Here I am in R environment. As you know, the first thing you need to do is to create your scripts where you will be generating your data, and to do so you click on this plus button in this corner and select R scripts. Wait out for it a few seconds. Now you have your space where you need to generate your data. As I mentioned in my other videos, the first thing you need to do is to set working directory. This is because working directory will help you to be able to save your work in the specific location that you would like to save them on. So to do that, we just write set wd open bracket. To save us from troubles, I often like to just copy the file path that I would like to use. This saves me some time. So I'm going to use working directory. So when you enter, when you run the script or the code you have written by clicking run, your working directory is set. Next thing you need to do is to inform R that you are going to generate random data. To do so, we write the code what you call set seed. So we write here now, let's insert the command says set the seed for reproducibility so that it can be reproduced anytime that you would like to do. So the line of code for that is just set.seed 42. Set.seed 42. Now the computer is ready to take further instruction. Next, you need to define your role. Define your matrix. That means you will define the rows and columns. So let's write that define your matrix, and that means let's insert the bracket rows and columns. Okay, so our rows and columns will be, let's say, number of rows. Number of rows will be assigned that will be in this case, let's use the example of 1 million rows, and then number of columns will be 20, as we said, because we are generating this random data for 1 million rows and 20 columns. Next, we now go ahead and generate the random values. So we insert a comment and say this is an instance generate random values between, I'm interested in my values to be between 30 and 50. So between 30 and 50. Okay, so to do so, I will name my vector random matrix. Name it random matrix. Now assign a vector to that, and the values we are generating, they are going to be integers. They are not going to be floats, so they are all going to be whole numbers. So to do so, we start with the function round. So we'll start with round. I will also tell the environment that we're dealing with matrix. So, and then again, they have to be normal. So R norm, they have to be normal data. Okay. So next, now we now have to tell it that it's going to be a matrix of number of rows, by number of columns, number of rows by number of columns, and let the mean of the numbers be equal to 40, where the standard deviation, which is SD, be equal to 5, for instance. So the numbers being generated are free to vary by up to 5. So next, now we need to now tell it that the number of rows, that will be n row will be equal to number of rows, and number of columns, n col, will be equal to number of columns. Now, having done this, we have generated, or let me say, we would have generated our matrix. Let me just run this. We would have generated our matrix. If we were to view it, okay, did not set the seed here, so we would have generated our matrix without any problem. So we wait for the computer. As you can see, it is working. It has generated the number of rows and all of that. So the next thing we need to do is to ensure that the values are actually between 30 and 50. So let's write that. So ensure that the values are between 30 and 50. So to do so, we're going to instruct the computer to say that random matrix, and then include insert a list and say random matrix less than 30 are not allowed. Get it? Assign this vector, I'll say 30. Then random matrix. Yes. Let's keep this space here. Random matrix, and then random matrix greater than 50 are excluded from what we're doing. Okay, so this is how we tie it together. So when we run this, it has made sure that all other values outside this range are excluded from our matrix. Then we will now need to create arbitrary names. To create arbitrary names, so now let's write create arbitrary student names. Arbitrary student names. And then we'll now say that the code will be student underscore name, student names with a vector, and to do that we'll tell it to replicate, use the function replicate, and replicate number of rows, and ask it to paste 0. Then sample, okay, open bracket, say sample, right, sample, or sample will now be capital letters, okay, letters, which is the capital letters, comma 3. Then come out of that bracket, introduce a comma, then again another sample. This time around we're using the small letters separated by comma and then 3. Then we'll come out of that bracket and introduce a comma, then another sample. Okay, this other sample now will be 1 to 9, comma 3. Then come out of the brackets and then collapse equal to that. So when we run this line of code, we have generated student names, arbitrary student names that will just be consistent of letters and numbers. Then the next thing we will need to do now is to create ID number for this data. So let's make that comment. Create ID numbers for the rows. To do that, now say that ID underscore numbers, assign that vector, and then we're using the function seq, that's sequence, starting at the level or the number you would like, 1001, and that should go out all to the length dots out, length out equal to number of rows. Now when we run this also, the computer will create that sequence all throughout our data. So now finally, now that we're finished creating all the parts of this particular code, we will now create a data excuse me, we will now create a data frame that ties all of them together, of all the sections. By sections I mean the matrix, the ID number, student name. So that will give the data a name. Let's say random data frame. Let's call it random data frame. So insert and then use the function data.frame. And come over to tell the computer that ID number is equal to ID numbers, a comma, then student name is equal to student names, comma, and then the random matrix that we created earlier, random matrix. So this is the entire code. Okay, so from here, this is the entire code. I will now run that. All things being equal, this data frame has been created. Now we can just view, ask the computer should open the data for us to view. So we call it random data frame, because that was the name we assigned to it here. So when we run this portion of it, click on run. All things being equal, because it's very large data, the data set will be displayed here within a few seconds. So let us wait a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying what you are watching, I implore you to please subscribe to the channel, share this video among your friends, and as you can see, data has been arbitrarily generated, and if you go down all the way to down, we have 1 million entries. We have 1 million entries. Look at it. And the ID number, student name, student name are all here. This could be anybody's name, and they are just arbitrary. You see, they are just arbitrary. Also, the number of columns that we have are 20. That's, as you can see, say subject 1 up to subject 20. Now, if you want me to show you how to rename these subject names to specific subject names such as English language, psychology, mathematics 101, and so on and so forth, please let me know in the comment section, and I will make a video to demonstrate that to you. Thank you very much. See you in my next video. Bye bye.